Welcome to Conspiracy. I'm Sammy,
And I'm Taylor.
and we're here to unpack and analyze the world's best conspiracy theories. So buckle up and let's jump in. Another Wednesday means another podcast drop. Do you like that intro?
There you
I
go.
thought that was pretty good. Today's topic is something that when it happened, I was extremely upset and vowed to hate this person for the rest of their life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're just jumping right in today.
Yep.
We're vowing to hate this person. Do I know who this person
Yes.
is? Celebrity?
In a way. And
Or is it
since
like historical? Like, is it someone from history?
they're still alive. And since this event happened, I have come to terms, not necessarily with what this person did, but I've come to terms with the situation and I no longer hate them.
Okay. Did you hate them like as you did the research, or you hated them when this happened publicly?
I hated them when this happened publicly.
All right. Can you give me a timeline, like 6 months ago?
2015.
Oh, God. 2015. That was the year I'm
It's
graduating.
sports related.
No! Deflategate, Tom
Ding,
Brady.
Ding, ding. Yep.
Oh no!
Yep.
I love him now. When it happened, I have to agree.
And mind you,
Piece of shit.
in my mind, he will always kind of still be
Yeah.
linked to this.
Deflategate.
But yeah, Deflategate is what we are going to unpack today.
I love Tom Brady. Like now, when it happened, couldn't stand the man. I'm like, really? The talent that this man possessed, you didn't need to cheat.
Correct.
You could have won the Super Bowl without doing it.
Yeah, easily, I think.
So, like, why? What was the rhyme or reason? Because you had the ring. You already
Correct.
earned it. I did struggle with it when it happened. But now I'm like,
But since
go
then,
Tom Brady.
and now that we're at this point in 2024, like, I feel like I'm past.
He's redeemed himself.
correct.
He's
and
worked
like
his way.
he's won enough Super Bowls without deflating.
Yeah.
That I feel like he could have done it to begin with. And mind you, that was his third Super Bowl when he did
Yeah.
it. So I don't understand. You already had two in the bout in the what is it called? In the you already have two in the
Oh, I know the saying you're trying to get.
you already have two in the pocket. You already have two in the
You have two
under the belt. You already have two under the belt. I don't know.
This
whatever.
is going to bother me.
So he already had two. Why did he feel he needed to cheat to get his third?
Well, especially because, like, I feel like at that level of play and the talent that he had, one, he knew he was talented. I can't imagine that he went into it going, oh my God, I really think I'm going to lose this. And
Yeah.
that he felt that he had to do that. That I don't know. It was kind of weird to me.
And I don't know if his reputation was too much of a
Pressure?
yeah.
I
That
mean,
he's like, well, I've won two now, and now I got to get this third one. I made it all the way here.
and then you think about it, like even after he won that one, he went on to win how many more?
Yeah.
The man has,
I think he has 8 total.
it's
It's 7 or 8.
It's high. I know rings go to both hands now, but I'm just like, my guy, you could have done it without cheating. It just wasn't necessary.
Yep.
He's redeemed. I like him.
All right.
I'm sad he's gone.
I know, me too.
He was so fun to watch.
Well, we're going to jump into some background. Deflategate occurred on January 18th, 2015, during the AFC Championship Game between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts, with Tom Brady facing the brunt of the controversy. Deflategate was a controversial conspiracy that the New England Patriots, specifically Tom Brady, was involved in providing footballs for the AFC Championship Game that were underinflated in order to make handling the football an easier feat. Before we jump into the specifics of what actually occurred, we're going to take a closer look into some of the National Football Leagues, which is also known as the NFL, so you'll hear me call it the NFL more often than not, the rules and regulations around the topic regarding footballs.
Okay.
To start, the NFL official rules require footballs to be inflated to a gauge pressure ranging from 12.5 to 13.5 pounds per square inch, or PSI. Something to take into account is that the rulebook does not say anything about the temperature at which the measurements are made. Therefore, if the balls were inflated to a minimum 12.5 pounds per square inch at room temperature, and then the footballs were brought out into the cooler temperatures where the game would be played, the air pressure inside could decrease below the minimum gauge pressure allowed by the NFL.
I guess I never even, like, I know living in the Midwest, like with your tires on your car, I know in the winter that the air leaves. I guess I wouldn't have thought, like, if you inflate them at room temperature to that and then you go outside, of course, that makes sense. I didn't even take that into consideration of, like, that would have been the process of which this happened.
So, I mean, if it was a small difference of being off,
Yeah.
I could see that being the issue of, okay, we inflated them and we did it in the locker room where the heat was on, and now we came out to the game and they deflated a little bit. Originally, the NFL had the rule that the home team was in charge of providing all of the balls that would be used during the duration of the game.
That makes no sense to me because most times, like, when you have championships of any sport, you go to a neutral zone. You have, like, things are provided. You don't allow any teams to bring their own things. It's like going to the big dance in the March Madness tournament. It's a neutral zone. They're not bringing their own basketball. They're not, like, it just was weird to me that they would have to supply the footballs.
And it's always been a rule that,
That's weird.
but mind you, it was always a rule that the home team was in charge of providing the footballs.
Okay.
In 2006, after a lot of teams and players came forward stating that they wanted to use their own balls when they were on offense, inflated to whatever preference they wanted within that acceptable range,
Okay.
then they amended that rule and
Yeah.
changed it so that way each team could bring, I think it's 12 balls. They're each allowed to bring 12 balls for the duration of the game for when they are on offense.
Okay.
So that way they can have whatever they want within that 12.5 to 13.5.
I feel like that just opens the field for cheating.
I mean, it never really occurred until this.
Until
So,
Deflategate 2015.
but
I was never expecting this topic.
really?
I would have never in a million years thought this is what you're picking.
Really?
Never.
What'd you think?
I don't know what I thought, but this one has never even crossed my radar as a conspiracy theory. It's not even on my list of, like, because I have like 100 different things on a list.
No way.
Not even on the list.
Why the fuck not?
Because I guess I never thought of it as a conspiracy. I don't know.
There's different tactics of what could have happened.
Okay.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
Okay, so the NFL changed that rule where now each team is able to bring their own balls to use when they're on offense. It's known in the football league that having a football that is a little bit more deflated does make it easier to grip, throw, and catch it.
Okay. I
So
would assume.
it just gives it like that little bit
Of a
more.
squish.
Mind you, like 1 PSI is not going to be that big of a difference.
Yeah.
But when you're a seasoned professional
Mm-hmm.
throwing a football, that teensy tiny little bit is going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Now we're going to focus on the game that stirred up all the drama, the AFC Championship Game. The game was played at Gillette Stadium, home of the Patriots, who were hosting the Indianapolis Colts. So they had the higher seed. They got the home field advantage.
Yeah.
The winner of the game would move on to the most awaited Super Bowl 49.
Oh my God. I guess I never realized.
That it didn't happen in the Super Bowl?
I thought this was the fucking Super Bowl.
No, it was the game to get to the Super Bowl.
I did not realize. I mean, in the time when it was happening, I probably did know that it was leading up to that.
Yeah.
But I guess looking back, I always just remembered it as the Super Bowl for some reason.
Yeah.
So this is what led to Super Bowl.
Correct. This was to get them to the
Oh my
Super Bowl. It
gosh.
happened the game prior.
I guess I don't remember it that way.
Yeah.
I mean,
AFC
it was,
Championship Game. But
what,
I suppose
9
you
years
think
ago?
the Super Bowl is the championship game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. Wow.
Yep.
Learn something new every day.
I
Or remember something new.
It's important to note that prior to the game, the Colts did notify the NFL that they suspected that the Patriots had underinflated balls.
Seriously.
Yeah, they did not provide any specific information about why they suspected so, but they had approached the referees and said, "We think that they have underinflated balls."
Which means that whoever was helping Tom Brady probably gossiped a bit and it got back to the other team.
I got no clue, but it's like, really?
Because, like, how else would you just know that? That's just not something like, oh, and I'm sorry if you're doing this as Tom Brady at the time, most famous person in the NFL.
Yeah, he was pretty hot at that point.
He was huge. So, like, I feel like he's keeping that really close, like, under wraps. You're not talking about
I
it.
would have.
So I'm thinking that whoever's helping him probably talked a bit and then it got around.
I mean, but there was also during the 2014 season, so leading up to this game,
Oh, that's right, because Super Bowl's in the new year. Okay.
there were a few teams that were suspicious of the Patriots utilizing underinflated footballs in order to gain an illegal advantage over their opponents during the regular season.
Okay. So this was like a kind of like a
So this
season-long
was
thing.
kind of like people had suspicions of it,
Okay.
and then I guess somebody now at this game just decided to say, "Hey, we
Finally.
think that this might be happening."
My thing is, like, why? You are so talented. And I'm sorry, when he was on the Patriots, that team was a powerhouse.
It was. It had a bunch of like
Ugh.
serious weapons.
Yes. I'm sorry, he had Edelman, which, by the way, have you seen Edelman without a helmet?
Mm-mm.
He is fine as hell, Sammy. This man is, you know that TikTok that goes scrum diddly-umptious? This man is that. He is, I guess when he played football, I always just saw him on the field, so I never saw him without the helmet. He's retired now, he's not
I
playing.
think I know who you're talking about. 'Cause,
Yes.
yeah, he's very, very attractive.
First name, starts with a J. Julian Edelman. Oh my God, Sammy. He is, oh my God. He is perfect.
That's how I feel about Randall Cobb.
He is perfect in every way.
Randall Cobb has the cutest eyes.
He does. He has very good eyes. But I saw the further, like, with, like, 2 years ago I saw
Okay,
him.
who's the guy on the 49ers that's super, super hot?
Are you talking about the quarterback?
No.
Christian McCaffrey!
Yes, they always show him doing warm-ups, and I'm like, he could just melt my bones.
Christian McCaffrey is also very nice. Have you seen the TikToks of him where it's, like, playing, like, sexy music? Yeah, Christian McCaffrey is perfect. They're all perfect, but no, Edelman, I think, will forever be my diehard NFL crush. He is and he's such a genuine human being. He does podcasts now, and he's on sports interviews, and he is so nice.
No, it's Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa.
Oh my god, he is so hot.
Okay, one sec. I'm not remembering him.
This dude.
Yes!
I just showed her a picture to jog her memory.
Oh my
There's
god!
always the TikToks of him like warming up in the end zone, and I'm like, okay, he's out there.
But Christian McCaffrey's also a honey. He's very cute. I'm trying to think, okay, who is he won, I don't think he won the Super Bowl, like 2-3 years ago. He's young. He's younger than me. He's a quarterback. I want to say he plays for the orange and black team. It's not the
Bengals?
The Bengals, thank you. They look like tigers. I think.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Who is their quarterback? Can you Google it? You have a computer.
Okay, the guy that was the quarterback at that point was one of the Manning brothers.
Okay, it's not him. One sec. I'm going to just go cute NFL quarterbacks.
That's what I looked up to get Nick Bosa. I looked up Hawkeye on the 49ers.
You know what came up number 1 on Google? Aaron Rodgers. Puke. That's disgusting. Okay, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Just to set the record straight, we love the Packers. We just don't like Aaron in his current era.
His current era of, like, the last 5 years.
Yeah.
He's gone down the shitter.
He was wonderful, but he just tanked out.
He was, like, normal.
He became too big for his britches.
Exactly. Jimmy Garoppolo is another fine as hell man.
Is that the guy with, like, a little bit of, like, a longer hair?
No, he is.
Let me see a picture.
And I don't know his ethnicity, but he's, like,
I think
tan
I know who
all
you're
the
talking
time.
about. You always liked him.
Oh my god.
He doesn't do it for me.
Really?
Yeah.
He just has a very nice tan.
Nick Bosa,
Joe Burrow.
I'm in love with.
Joe Burrow, that's the one I was thinking of.
Oh my
He's so
god.
cute.
No, he's not cute. He's hot. Have you seen Coach Burrow?
Yes.
Oh.
When he was, like, injured and he came out with his arm in a sling and he's wearing sweatpants because he wasn't playing, and I'm like, oh my god.
I was like, I'm in need of some coaching.
He is.
But isn't he married?
I think he's engaged.
Well,
But mind you, I look at these people and I guess I still picture myself in the mindset of, like, I'm a 19-year-old college student. I'm 27. These quarterbacks are younger than me now.
I know.
They're coming up from college. Joe Burrow's younger, the one that we were just
How old's Joe Burrow?
20.
I'm gonna say 25.
Joe Burrow age.
I'm gonna say 26.
Oh, he's 27. He's my age.
Aww.
Granted, if I can pick someone, I'm not kidding. I'm picking Edelman. If I'm gonna
He's married with kids, isn't he?
I don't think, no, he's single. Because I remember when I finally found him without a helmet, like 2 years ago, I'm like, I need this man in my life. And I remember Googling him, and I'm pretty positive that he's single. He might be dating, but yeah, no. Joe Burrow, I guess I thought he was younger than me. I think
Coach Burrow is my favorite.
Coach Burrow is fine as hell.
He reminds me of Macaulay Culkin at a younger age. With the hair.
Yeah, a little bit.
The hair.
The way the hair falls on the forehead. I'm trying to think of the other really cute one, but I can't remember.
You talking about Nick Bosa?
Yeah, Sammy. Nick Bosa is fine.
He has thunderous thighs, man. He could, like,
crush a watermelon.
Yeah.
Have you seen those people on TikTok?
He could, like, break my head.
Why would your head be between his thighs, Sammy? Get your head out of the gutters.
Nah, I wouldn't be.
Okay.
This is a kid-friendly podcast.
Is it now? As I've dropped the F-bomb a few times. Before we keep going, because I know we've been on a tangent, what the hell ever came of Colin Kaepernick? Because I'm going through this quarterback list. Did he ever get back into the NFL?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody would pick him up.
Okay, because I'm when I Googled hot quarterbacks.
After he kneeled for the anthem, nobody's willing to pick him up.
Okay, because I remember, like, he did Nike commercials like, NFL, I'm ready to come back, and I don't know if anyone ever grabbed him.
Nobody ever wanted him.
Oh, okay.
He kind of shot himself in the foot.
Okay. I mean, he's still in commercials every time I see him.
Yeah.
And I was like, is he back in the NFL and that's why we're in commercials?
No, I think there's one commercial brand that keeps him the whole time.
I thought it was Nike, but I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
I guarantee with this podcast, we're going to go on a million tangents about hot NFL players. Because there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
But sorry, this all started because of Mr. Edelman. Because he is fine as hell. But sorry, you can continue now.
All right. Anyways, it was during the first half of the game when Brady threw an interception to the Colts linebacker DeQuell Jackson.
Okay.
Jackson then handed the ball off to the Colts equipment manager, who made sure it was in safekeeping. Mind you, this ball is one of the Patriots' offensive balls
So why did the Colts have it?
because they intercepted.
Gotcha.
So he
With
handed
ya.
it off to their team's equipment manager.
All right.
At this point, Jackson really didn't have any speculations about the Patriots footballs and stated that he would not have been able to tell if it was underinflated compared to a normal ball. During halftime, the Colts equipment manager notified the NFL game day operations that he believed that there was something wrong with the inflation levels of the Patriots footballs. So when he passed it off, that was when, so halftime is kind of when shit hit the fan.
Okay. Just a question, because I guess now thinking back, I don't remember this game. I probably didn't watch it because we were probably watching a Packer game.
Shoot, the Packers didn't make it that far.
It's been 2015. I thought we did make it further.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember. Did this get like announced at the game?
I doubt it.
Okay.
It was kind of kept under wraps.
So,
I don't
like,
think it
shit hit
came out until a little bit later.
Shit hit the fan in private.
Before the Super Bowl, but after the game.
Because I was sitting here and I'm like, okay, if shit was hitting the fan at halftime, was like, was the game getting paused?
No, they did not.
All right.
This prompted the NFL officials to inspect the Patriots game day balls during the short halftime break. They discovered that of the 12 balls brought forward by the Patriots, 11 of them were underinflated.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So almost all of them.
My thing is, if you're going to cheat, which don't do it, but if you're going, I wouldn't have been like, I would have done like less than half. Like 3, 4.
But then how do you know which ball you're giving them?
You have your equipment manager keep their eyes on those 4 balls the whole game.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I wouldn't have done it with that mass amount because then you're really risking getting caught.
Yeah.
That's 11?
11 of the 12. So there was only one ball that was 2 standards.
That's the one they showed the ref before the game.
Well, they check all of them.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Mm.
One of the balls was 3 pounds less than the minimum requirement of the NFL.
Wow.
3 whole pounds from the 12.5.
That's a huge difference.
5 of the balls were below 11 pounds, which is still 2 pounds less than the minimum, and the other 6 balls were merely a tick or 2 below the legal limit. So it was pretty close to being okay.
Okay.
Due to this discovery, the Patriots footballs were reinflated to meet NFL requirements during halftime and were reintroduced for the rest of the championship game.
So they really only had a half of a game with the deflate.
Correct.
But still, a half is enough to get you ahead.
And then, mind you, they also, the referees,
Yeah.
during halftime, started to go inspect the Colts balls as well.
Oh.
So they got like halfway through theirs, and
Yeah.
all of theirs seemed to be okay, but they ran out of time, so they didn't get to every single one. But with the Colts raising suspicion about this, I can't imagine that they would have had underinflated balls.
At that point, you got to cover
Yes.
your own ass.
The Patriots went into halftime leading 17-7. So like they were already up a significant amount.
Okay.
They continued to grow their lead even more in the second half, scoring 28 points. 28 points in the second half with the fully inflated balls. So why do we need to? So it ended with a final score of 45-7.
What's the point?
I know.
Because you would have smothered them anyways.
Mhm.
Because let's be honest. Who the fuck? The Colts, really? Have the Colts ever won anything?
I like how you tried to filter yourself there for Aunt Nancy.
I tried to filter myself. I'm sorry, Aunt Nancy, if you're listening. I don't know if this will stay in, but like, the Colts are no one. I can't remember the last time the Colts made it far.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Have they ever won a Super Bowl?
I don't know.
Like, let's be honest. Tom Brady, you knew you were gonna win that game. You didn't need to do this.
Well,
It's just so
he
sad.
obviously felt there was enough of a
Like-
competition that he needed to guarantee it a little bit.
Like, I just can't picture this man self-conscious. Like,
At that point in time, maybe he still was.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
and I guess not
I mean,
that
he
he
probably
was,
still has insecurities even where he's at today.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was a little younger in his career at that point because I mean, he went on to
It was
play
early.
another 8 more years, but like, you already won 2 Super Bowls and like
Like, what are you doing?
you're at the top of your game. I just don't know why he ever felt the need he had to do it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That just doesn't make sense to me.
Especially because up till this point, he
Yeah.
already had two rings.
Yeah, it'd be different if it was like your first ring and you're like, I just got to get this.
But like I said earlier, I guarantee you he was trying to live up to his reputation and he was getting
nervous.
yeah. And up to this point, he hadn't won a Super Bowl in a while.
And my thing is, did he go into it arrogant enough thinking he wouldn't get caught, or did he have such major anxiety of going, holy shit, what if someone catches me?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I don't
I'm
get the vibe
curious.
he'd be like, I hope somebody doesn't catch me. I think he'd be like, I'm gonna get away with it.
Yeah. I would like to think he's not arrogant enough, but I think at that level of professionalism,
How could you not be?
You're-
a little bit.
I mean, especially because you got 2
I
rings.
mean, arrogance is part of the game.
It is. Have you seen Aaron Rodgers? He still thinks he's God's gift, and he played, 6 seconds last season?
He coached the team, Taylor.
Oh my God. He wasn't at half the games.
He's Coach Rodgers.
Okay, and the other thing I want to bring up, because I haven't even looked into it now, there was a thing that came across on Facebook, and I didn't read the article, but I shared it to myself to read later. Apparently, I think it was Boeing, the CEO stepped down because there was huge controversy, and apparently Aaron Rodgers is now CEO of Boeing. What the fuck is he doing in a plane company? And second, is he done with football now? Which, please be done with football.
He said he was retiring.
He did.
I thought he did.
That was the part I was going to ask you.
I'm pretty positive he came out and said, I'm retiring.
Thank God, because you're done with football after last year.
If he hasn't budgeted well enough to be able to make it the rest of his life, I don't understand what happened.
But I'm like, why the hell are we stepping into this realm now? Okay, I was going to ask, because I'm like, I don't know if he made a retirement announcement. And I'm
pretty positive he did.
We're going to be CEO and pro football player? Granted, he could just hand off the company and say, run it to someone else, but
yeah,
still. I was like, I just can't stand that man. I used to love him, and that's the hard part, is when he first started.
Turned into a jerk.
He had such a love for the game, and he was excited, and...
Well, when he got to the point where, he would overthrow it, and then he'd look at him and be like, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, that was on you.
Yeah, there were so many, especially in the later seasons we had him as a Packer, that he would make the mistake.
And then he'd blame it on his receiver.
And he would just sit there and blame it on everyone else. And I'm like, why don't we own up to some of our own mistakes?
Yeah.
And be a fucking leader. Be a leader.
Okay, so after this seemingly easy win by the Patriots, the NFL began conducting an investigation revolving around the Patriots and the underinflated footballs.
All right.
On January 22nd, so still before the Super Bowl, because Super Bowl's in February, a press conference was held by the Patriots to address the underinflation rumors. Coach Bill Belichick stated, and it's a long chunk, so bear with me.
Okay.
When I came in Monday morning, I was shocked to hear about the news reports about the footballs. I had no knowledge of the situation until Monday morning. I think we all know that quarterbacks, kickers, specialists have certain preferences on the footballs. They know a lot more than I do. They're a lot more sensitive to it than I am. I hear them comment on it from time to time. They will tell you that there's never been any sympathy whatsoever from me on the subject. Zero. Tom's personal preference on his footballs are something that he can talk about in much better detail and information than I could possibly provide. So he kind of stepped forward saying,
yeah,
if you have an issue with Tom, you need to go talk to him. I have zero tolerance for however you choose, because guess what? It's going to have to be inflated to this range. If you don't like it too damn bad, get working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of happy that he threw him under the bus, because, Tom, you made a mistake.
Well, plus I think he's I wasn't involved in it.
At that point,
covering his own.
I would yeet anyone under the bus, because I'm not taking credit for that.
Well, especially when you're this high up in the
you're now
industry.
At the Super Bowl.
I know.
And I'm sorry, if I was coach, I'd be like, what the heck were you thinking?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what the hell were you thinking is what I would say. I'm trying to censor, and when I say heck, I feel like a 5-year-old. But I would be so mad as the coach. Why would you feel this is necessary?
Especially, not that you'd want to be in on it, but the fact that you were blindsided by it.
And my thing, part of me wonders if, okay, he gave this press conference. Did he march right into the locker room and be like, what the fuck, my guy?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do this? But then again, I'm sorry, at that point, if
you
I was the coach, I'd be like,
incriminate you.
Yep. I'm like, don't say a thing to me. I don't want to know.
You can deal with your own business.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if this part will stay in. I cannot not swear. What the heck? I feel like I'm 5. I'm trying. I really am. But sometimes it just doesn't fit. This is hard.
What the heck?
What the heck?
Ooh, Taylor's angry.
I'd march into that locker room and be like, what the hell, Tom? Okay, we can keep going now.
When Tom Brady was interviewed, he originally stated that these accusations were ridiculous.
Well, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to sit there and be like, you got me red-handed,
cuff me up.
No, you're going to be like, of course, this is insanity. I can't believe you're accusing me of this.
Yep. He denied any involvement and asked the NFL not to contact him regarding the investigation again.
Okay, it's an investigation, honey. They're going to contact you.
I know. I'm they're going to crawl up your ass with a microscope now, so you better get ready for it.
You brought this on yourself, sweetie.
Something I found interesting was that on January 27th, so 5 days after the press conference?
A day after my birthday.
An anonymous league source stated that the investigation was honing in on a Patriots locker room attendant who was on surveillance footage taking the 24 game balls, so 12 from each team,
all right,
into the restrooms where the cameras could not see for about 90 seconds.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
That looks bad.
Mm-hmm.
And why did he...
And mind you, that's the only thing about that.
That's it.
That's it.
each team gets to bring 12, right?
Yes.
Why did he have all 24?
Because he's the locker room attendant. He was bringing them out to the field.
But
He would have had the other ones, I don't
Colts.
know why they would have even been in there unless it was like, it's halftime, bring all the balls in. But still, they would have been on the other side of the field. So I really don't know.
I think we need to get that locker room attendant on the podcast and be like, do you need company while
What'd
you
you
go to the
do?
bathroom?
You just like the footballs? You like to stare at them? You want to make sure nobody was touching them?
Is it in your contract that your eyes are on them at all times? Like,
Maybe.
taking a waz and the balls are in the corner.
He's
Like,
gotta
what?
make sure he doesn't lose them, because if they do, then he's in real deep doo-doo.
It's like, I can't lose another job. I was already fired from Waterboy.
Another thing that's important to note is that the NFL checks the air pressure of the balls prior to every game,
Okay.
yet they do not physically record the pressures of each ball. Therefore, there's no log and no evidence that they were within that acceptable range prior to the game.
Do they record that now?
That I don't know.
They
I
should.
could see it changing based on what happened
Just
here.
because this.
But they usually just check them. They say, okay, yes, it's in that range. Move on.
Okay.
So,
I guarantee now they're writing this down because if it comes back to bite them in the butt.
yeah.
eh.
Especially in this, that they had nothing to go back and be like, well, were they that way at the beginning of
Yeah.
the game? Did you miss checking balls?
They
like,
probably
what
have, like,
happened?
5 people check it. Someone's writing it. Someone's video recording it. Someone's audio recording it.
They got
Like,
it all down.
Like, my gosh.
The investigation went to find that during the game, a game ball went missing, and 2 different officials handed replacement balls to the Patriots equipment manager.
Hmm.
Now, one of those officials was reportedly fired because he was selling game balls for profit.
Oh, come on. So they went missing because he's like, get
He's
this
like,
in my duffel bag.
That's mine.
I gotta take this home for my kid.
I'm gonna go sell it on eBay.
My gosh.
But
really?
yeah, he got fired because he was selling game balls for profit.
Do we know what ref this was?
Nah.
'Cause I'm sorry, these refs.
I didn't look up a name, but I
These
just
refs
found
are
it funny.
famous. You see these refs, and mind you, they have like
Well,
a set
half
selection.
of them have been in the league forever. So it's
Oh
like you
my
see them each
God.
year. I'm like, wow, he's really changed this year. But
They could have probably gone out to the player and been like, "Hey, can you throw me this ball?" Like, because they give them to audience members. But really, you're stealing game balls to sell on eBay. And did you think you wouldn't get caught?
I know. I'm like, where would it disappear to?
My thing is, there are not that many NFL balls going up on eBay every day. So, like, is his account getting flagged because he goes, this is my 5th one this year. Come on.
You gotta stagger him,
Use
dude.
your head. He's like, I'm selling on my kid's account. Sally Hansen.
I just have a bunch of fake.
Smokey the
accounts.
Bear 101. Like what are we
Because he's
doing?
on fire.
Good Lord.
There was more than just the locker room attendant. There was other shady stuff happening while all of this other stuff was.
Clearly,
yeah.
what you're telling me today is the entire NFL is corrupt.
I wouldn't say that.
We're
but
deflating balls.
at-
We're stealing balls.
At this point in time, there was definitely a little bit of shit hitting the fan.
Yeah, we take him to the bathroom.
When all this shit was hitting the fan, the Patriots even submitted an amicus brief, which is a legal document supplied to a court of law containing advice or information relating to a case from a person or an organization that's not directly involved in the case. So they submitted this amicus brief on behalf of Brady, so kind of stating like, he wouldn't do this, he's a great stand-up guy,
He
like,
could never.
Yes.
They also said Ted Bundy could never murder women because he was just such a loving and kind person.
he was.
Yeah. Did you see the freaking trail of women he left behind?
He loved them, Taylor. And he
Loved
didn't
them a
want-
little too much.
He didn't want them loving anybody else, okay?
Clearly. So,
You obviously just haven't experienced the love of your life yet because you should want to kill them.
if the love of my life wants to kill me, we have an issue.
It's because they love you so much.
A big issue. God. No. Tom Brady knows better.
So they submitted that amicus brief saying, Brady's an awesome dude. He would never.
He would.
Yet the courts and the NFL didn't really seem to care that the Patriots thought Brady had no part in this because on May 11th, 2015, the NFL announced the suspension of Brady without pay for 4 games in the upcoming season because of his involvement.
And honest to God,
I remember when that happened.
When that came out, I was so irate.
was like, Only 4 games?
That's my thing.
Like, he should have been fired on the spot.
Okay,
I was so salty.
I don't know if I would have gone to the extent of firing, but 4 games, that's it.
He should have been demoted to the practice squad without pay.
I mean, he should have lost a huge amount of pay. I'm sorry, you cheated. You should have lost any.
You should have had to play without pay.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, play without pay.
Yeah.
You are out there. It's basically slave labor.
Yeah.
Because you were a jerk.
My thing is, any income you made from that Super Bowl should have been taken away.
Mm-hmm.
All the advertisement, all the promotions, and the deals you got after that
Yeah, 'cause you
should have.
still got a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
from it. So
I'm sorry, you have Nike, Under Armour. They had all the companies, and they're doing
Yeah.
commercials. That should all be gone because you cheated to get it.
And mind you, he wasn't the only one that was reprimanded. The Patriots
Oh.
team was also fined $1 million and were forced to forfeit their first-round pick in the 2016 draft, along with their fourth-round pick in the 2017 draft.
I guarantee
So the team
the
was...
owner,
Whew,
the owner was probably so irate.
you wonder if Brady had to compensate them for that.
If I was the owner, I'd be like, compensate or you're gone.
Well, how do you compensate for a first-round and a fourth-round pick?
The money, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I knew that they lost certain things, but I didn't know that they got a fine. I thought Brady got the fine.
$1 million. Yeah.
In all honesty, if I had to look at all the quarterbacks during that time, Tom Brady's not the one I would have thought to cheat.
No. Well, my thing's like, he had the talent to back him up.
That's the thing. If, like, I could have seen Aaron Rodgers cheat because he wasn't, I'm sorry, Aaron always choked going to the Super Bowl.
He always choked in any playoff game.
He choked if it was against the 49ers. He can't beat the 49ers.
Well, that's because that's his team. He wants to be on that team.
Well, he can't. He's not good enough to be on it because he chokes against them every time. They don't want him because he can't win against them. But that's
because
not my
Nick
point.
Bosa's on the team.
Fine as hell.
His thigh just busts Aaron apart.
But I sit there and I'm like, there are a lot of other quarterbacks in this league that I would have pictured to cheat well before Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Well before Tom Brady.
I would agree.
And now I'm sitting here and I'm blanking on any quarterback's name, but like there were so many more that I would have been like, okay, because I'm sorry, Tom Brady had the talent to back him up. Why did you have to cheat? There were a lot of quarterbacks that just really suck.
Yeah, but if you don't have a team to back you up to get you to that point, it's
Very
kind of
fair.
hard. Why would you cheat if you ain't gonna get there?
Because they're just desperate. They just need a win.
Well, if their kids can't catch, it's not very helpful.
He's going home. His wife is just pissed at him all the time because they suck.
Yeah.
He's just
like, I'm trying.
He's driving home crying every night. That would promote the cheating for that one. Yeah, but Tom, I just don't get it, my guy. You could have. You had it all.
It's a no for me.
It's a pass. Like
Mhm.
you and now I'm just like, I love you, Tom, but Tom, you made
Now-
a very big mistake.
He's made a comeback though.
It took me some time.
Yeah.
I
I
would
hated him for a solid like 4 or 5 years.
I would say it took his transition to the Bucks for me to like him.
yeah.
When he transitioned,
I would
I'm
agree.
like,
I would
I'm
agree.
with
When
you.
he went to the Bucks, I was like, okay, now I kind of like
Finishing out his career at the Patriots, I still was having a hard time because I'm like,
You're a cheater.
you cheated and you didn't need to.
'Kay.
Sorry, keep going.
It's okay. The reason they came down so harshly on Brady was believed to be because he failed to cooperate fully and candidly with the investigators.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he even refused to produce any electronic evidence, like allowing them to look through his texts and emails. This was after being offered many safeguards that the investigators would not be allowed to share out his personal information that may be found during the investigation. They were strictly just looking for anything pertaining to footballs.
And my thing is,
But mind you, he knew he was dirty then if he wasn't willing to share that.
yeah.
So-
well, you're high. It's like not admitting to murder when you know you murdered, but like hand it over, especially because like it would have been private the first time.
I know.
And he would have gotten in trouble, but it wouldn't have been as public probably.
I don't know. The NFL is pretty public.
Yeah, but certain things, but then he had to refuse.
I feel like maybe the extent of it
Yeah.
would have been kept a little bit more hush hush, but it was just blown up then because
At
of
that
it.
point, I'm just like, why hide? You know you're wrong. Admit guilt. It's kind of like you get a plea deal from prison. Like you get a lesser sentence.
Yeah,
You would have had a lesser sentence, Tom, but then you had to just not cooperate.
and be a jerk.
Ugh. Okay.
Now that we have the basis of the event, we're gonna jump into some theories.
Okay. How many theories do we have today?
There are 3.
Really?
Yep.
Other than the fact that Tom, you fucking cheated.
Yep.
That's just it.
So the first theory is that Tom Brady was in conversation with his equipment managers and they conspired together to remove air from the footballs that the Patriots would use while on offense against the Colts.
100%.
So this is kind of the one that everybody thinks of. If you really think about it, the only person benefiting from having an underinflated ball would be Tom Brady.
Yeah, because he's the one holding it and throwing it and
Yeah,
doing the work with
it makes it easier to grip. It makes it easier to throw.
Yeah.
This may have also been why he was not willing to be forthcoming with investigators about his emails and text messages because they may have had damning evidence that would incriminate him even more.
Yeah. Now, total another side tangent here. Wouldn't his players have known for like the receivers catching the ball? Like you're catching that, you're knowing if that's
They do say like it makes it easier to catch, but I
Yeah.
mean, in their brains, they might not have been thinking. They might, because especially if they were practicing with balls like this, because it was Brady's preference.
Oh,
How would they have known?
and they're just used to it at that point. And if they had done it all season,
Yeah.
okay, that makes more sense.
So I mean, that would at least
Answered my own
connect that.
question. But
So that's the
extend.
end of theory 1.
Okay.
Theory 2 is that the reason the NFL came down so hard on Brady and the Patriots was because they were actually attempting to distract from all the other public relations issues that the NFL was having at the time.
What else was going on? I don't remember.
Things such as domestic abuse by players. So during the 2014 season, there was several NFL players that were under fire. I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah.
For abusing their significant others.
Who was the one? He played for the Vikings. You loved him.
Adrian Peterson, about spanking his kids.
Spanking his kids, but then it came out.
Was it more?
It came out later, like he was like hitting them with belts.
Okay.
Like it wasn't like a normal spank.
I mean, I get it. It's discipline, but still, when you're that type of a public figure.
I'm sorry, a belt. That's not. There's one thing like a spank. You never need to whip your kid with a belt, and it sounds like that came out as like he was using his belt to punish.
Well, my thing is, okay, they are professional athletes.
Yep.
I get it, but if I'm here at my house working a normal job, I could spank my kid, and I'm not going to get fired from my job.
Oh,
but working at the NFL, you're going to get that.
I get it,
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but my only thing is, I think it was a lot worse than just spanking your kid.
Correct.
I think there was more to it.
That or like domestic abuse.
Yeah.
You might hit your girlfriend or you might hit your boyfriend and you're not going to lose your job over it. But an NFL player will. But guess what? They're all role models.
They're setting the example.
And if you're going to be a shitty role model, we're going to get rid of you.
But I also sit here and I'm like, okay, if you are working an office job and you find out there's domestic abuse, I'd fire your ass too. Consequence should be action. If you are a horrible human being, you should
deserve.
Yeah. But I draw the line at domestic abuse.
But there's a lot of jobs where it's like, when would that even come up?
That's the thing.
You know, where they wouldn't have a clue.
Especially if you are the abuser, you're not bringing that into the workplace.
Correct.
Now, if you are a man or woman, because it goes both ways, if you're going into the workplace and you were the one that was abused and it's more visually evident.
Correct.
But if you're the abuser, you're not bringing that up.
So they were covering that up. The NFL was finding ways to reprimand these players for such actions. Some included fines and game suspensions. Another thing that was talked about quite widely during this time was the negative health effects of concussions on players.
I do remember that because then they were going into the whole, like, can we change our helmets? And
yeah, that was when, like, all those different helmet designs were going on.
Yeah.
I know when a football player signs a contract with any NFL team, they should know the risks that they're taking.
Yeah.
Yet there are many people that are broaching the uncomfortable subject of what is the NFL doing to prevent such health issues in the future. To which, at this time, they really had no response.
Yeah.
So I think part of it was, let's blow this scandal up because we got to cover all of this other crap that's happening.
That's looking really bad right now.
Yeah. So in a way, the whole Deflategate thing kind of acted as like a smokescreen and made it so the NFL didn't have to comment on any of those other problems within the league and instead could make it all about this how horrible the Patriots are and how they handled the game balls to end the season without any issues.
I mean, smart on the NFL's part, but I'm also like, well, let's confront all our issues. And my thing is, make an example out of all of them. Be the NFL and be like, we're not standing for this. Spousal abuse, you're gone. Like, no matter the issue.
And I think they've gotten better with it in recent years, but at this time when, like, it was all new to them, they were like, what do we do?
Yep. My thing is, like, don't hide the issue. Set the example. And guess what? If some of these big boys lose all their money, that's on them for being shitty human beings.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. I just sit there and I don't have respect for it.
So that is theory 2, where the NFL was just trying to cover up all this other crap that was happening. And they used this as the big blow up.
Honestly, I feel like it could almost be a little bit of both. Like, he conspired with the
equipment
manager, and then once everything blew up, then the NFL was like, "Oh, well,
we're gonna fly on this.
We're gonna capitalize on
onto this. It's gonna be our out."
Oh, I think 1 and 2 go very nicely hand in hand.
And then the last theory that we're gonna look at is that Brady was targeted and punished due to his fame, wealth, and prestige rather than evidence.
But my thing is, there was evidence. They measured the balls. The guy took him in the locker room.
Correct.
Like, I feel like there was evidence, but I mean, I could also understand punishing a celebrity. I mean, it's happened with other celebrities.
Yeah. I mean, they put Martha Stewart in jail.
Sammy, she laundered money.
Her accountant laundered money for her.
She knew about it.
Well, Martha Stewart is a good old lady, and she got thrown in prison.
I do love her. She hangs out with Snoop Dogg, and I think she's badass.
Yeah, man.
But, like,
that is a dope friendship.
Yes, her accountant laundered money, but she knew about it. So you are a
Did she
party.
Really, though?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
She knew about it.
I thought
she
was
was
unaware.
a party to a crime. She did the time,
It's kind of like the show Schitt's Creek, where their accountant laundered money for them, and then they had to go live in that crappy town.
I do say I feel bad 'cause in Schitt's Creek. I think they were too dumb to know.
Oh yeah,
I think
100%.
They were too dumb to know that it was
like,
actually
wait, what's happening?
But I think
you're taking all our stuff.
From my understanding, Martha had no idea, or Martha had. Sorry,
she had no idea. That's what I'm saying.
Now I'm speaking wrong. Martha she fully
is a leader in the U.S.
But let me tell you, Martha's fucking thug now. She's like, honest to God, because she hangs out with Snoop Dogg, I feel like
she's probably smoking dope all the time, bro.
She admits that.
Oh, does
she? She smokes with Snoop.
Well, that's why her and Snoop are BFFs.
But I feel like she needs to lead
supplier.
She needs to roll up with some cornrows and like a really baggy pair of sweatpants because she just is amazing.
She could throw down on a track with Snoop.
Oh my God, I would pay money.
That would be a bop.
That would be amazing. I don't know if the third conspiracy I necessarily buy into 100%.
I'm not done with it yet, so...
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Prior to this game, Tom Brady had won 3 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Oh, I thought it was 2.
No, I think I had said that earlier, but prior to this, he had won 3 Super Bowls prior to Deflategate.
Okay.
Therefore, he already held a pretty high standard and was quite well known in the league.
Yeah.
Like almost anyone who's famous, there are going to be people who either love you or they hate you.
Oh, 100%.
So could Tom have been the target of a case of hatred or maybe jealousy, and that is what caused them to maybe not even fake that he cheated, because like you said, there is evidence.
Yeah.
But maybe in his punishment of, did they punish him too much, or did they
like
where
people
it might have been more punishment than what they would have given somebody else.
Yeah.
Like if you were some first-year kicker and you decided to deflate a little bit of the balls, you probably wouldn't have been punished nearly as much.
Yeah. No,
But I mean, still, in the situation, he was a quarterback. He was a well-known quarterback.
He was a leader.
I think a 4-game suspension and no pay was
nothing.
Yeah.
That was nothing to him. I agree. Let's do the labor of you don't get paid. Everything you made from that Super Bowl, you lose it. It's gone. And I think you have to play an entire season without pay. I think that's only fair.
I know.
And mind you, he's not hurting for money. Not even a little bit. But
How do you know, Taylor?
Have you seen the man? I follow him on Instagram. I watch his story every day. I swear to God, the man is on a ski trip every day of his life.
Just call his son, have him come kiss him on the lips.
Okay. I love Tom Brady, but that is one thing I don't get. Did you ever see the meme that goes, do you know why the NFL makes you wear a helmet?
It's because that bar prevents Tom Brady from coming kissing you.
Mind you, Tom Brady, you want to kiss me? I'm not going to object.
And he kisses like all of his family directly on the lips. Like he kisses his dad directly on the lips.
When he won the Super Bowl and his dad was on the field.
I can't even imagine.
I still remember, I think it was like a short documentary or
These
something.
These lips are sacred. They ain't touching nobody else's unless it is voluntary by me, but I guess his is voluntary by everyone.
By him. He wants to kiss everyone on the mouth.
I don't want that.
I just remember seeing a documentary.
Like cheek, forehead, both are acceptable areas. Okay, go ahead. Something about some documentary, I don't know.
Where he's getting a massage. And
I've seen it.
His masseuse is like rubbing his leg, and his son comes in like, can I go to a friend's house, or can I have money?
Bribes him with a kiss.
And his Tom goes, yeah, you can have it. And his son starts walking out, and he goes, you can't have it if I don't get a kiss. And his son kind of walks back like begrudgingly, like, God damn it, Dad, don't make me do this on camera.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
I'm like, right on the mouth.
And that was when it all came out of like, he kisses his family on the lips.
I mean, and mind you, when he had won his other Super Bowls, when his dad came down, he gave his dad a kiss. And I guess in the moment, I didn't think anything of it because you just won the Super Bowl. You're probably ecstatic. Your dad's there. Mwah. But like, then he kissed his kid on the lips. And I'm like, like when I was really little.
Then he started kissing fans on the lips. He kissed his coach on the lips.
Bill's just like, Brady.
They were Frenching each other on the sidelines.
Bill's like, Brady, leave that for the locker room. But I'm just like, maybe
that's so uncomfortable.
Maybe it's a cultural thing that like he grew up in a family that did that. I kissed my mom on the lips until I was like 3 or 4, and then you grow out of that habit. It doesn't happen anymore. You stop doing it.
She's lying. She kissed me on the lips just yesterday.
Oh my God. But I don't know. I think
Yeah, no, you grow out of it.
You grow out of it, and I think maybe he didn't get enough love as a child.
I don't know.
Or he just really loves lip-to-lip contact. I don't know
He's
what
a
it is.
skin-to-skin person, and it's lip action he likes best.
Can you imagine the pressure of being in Tom's inner circle? The amount of chapstick you have to carry with you at all times?
You're like, my lips are flaky, Tom. Get away from me.
Like, just in case Tom's like, hey, I need a kiss. And you're like, shit! Like, let me get the Carmex out. It's just, yeah.
I'm nervous.
I don't know.
He has high expectations. He kisses a lot of people.
Can you imagine? Oh, man, Dad, a little tongue slip through on that.
Oh, sick. This is getting, like, pedophile-y.
This is getting back to the punishment of the other players that we were talking about earlier.
Oh.
Child abuse when he was
gonna
hitting
get
his
fired. Oh, my God.
Dad,
Okay.
that's a little too much.
We're circling back.
Oh, you licked my lip.
Anyways, Tom Brady was on the come up, and he seemed pretty much unstoppable at this point in his life because he was winning everything.
Is this after the suspension or during, like, are we still talking Super Bowl?
We're still talking about this.
Oh,
Deflategate.
okay.
'Kay?
Sorry, keep going.
And why people would want to target him.
Oh,
Because
okay.
he's famous and wealthy and popular.
And kisses you on the mouth. God damn.
So he was, at this point, pretty much like almost unstoppable. He had
yeah.
won. Now he was on his 4th Super Bowl.
I was one of the people during this time that just hated him.
Because he would never lose.
Never. Every time we played him, I'm like, this is an automatic lose. You don't even want to watch. You don't want to watch because it's an automatic loss.
Well, he could like be tackled by 8 people and he would still throw a perfect pass into the end
He'd
zone.
be literally on the bottom of like 20 people on top of him. He'd yeet the ball into the air. Someone would catch it, run it for a touchdown. Like,
everything just went their way.
he went out blindfolded. He broke an arm. He was going out with no leg. The man couldn't stop.
Yeah.
You could put every player from the Green Bay Packers on the field, every freaking one, from 2nd and 3rd string, and we'd still lose.
That's why he's the GOAT.
He is, 100%. He
Yeah.
will be the GOAT until the day I die.
Yeah.
I don't see someone
I don't
replacing
think there
him.
will be. I mean, I think Patrick Mahomes is rivaling it, but
I think he's rivaling it, but I don't know if Patrick will be able to play to the age of Tom Brady.
I don't think so either.
Because I'm sorry, Tom is in really nice shape.
Isn't he like 50?
Oh my God, I think he's close. If he's not there yet, he's almost
I think
there.
he's mid-40s to 50s.
I think he's late 40s. And I love Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick's a little pudgy. And I think Patrick might slow down a little bit sooner.
Oh, you're saying like
in shape.
fitness-wise?
Like Tom, I think he probably went home and ate celery sticks.
Tom Brady's 46.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought a little older. I think Tom went home, ate celery sticks. That's all he ate. Drank a ton of Gatorade and worked out 15 hours a day. And I think Patrick goes home and maybe enjoys like some pizza and some celery sticks. Because he's just, but mind
Ditch
you,
the celery sticks. Ew.
but like,
Some ants on a log.
that's still celery.
Yeah, but
But
I just suck the peanut butter out of it and eat the raisins, then
and-
throw the celery stick away.
And mind you, I can't comment on being in shape because I'm nothing like these NFL. And mind you, Patrick Mahomes is in shape, but he's like perfectly pudgy.
It's like he's like a college kid with like a beer gut.
A little bit. But like when,
And his pads just make him look, because when you see him without pads, he doesn't look that way.
no.
His pads make him look
Like
like he's just a
pudgy.
pudgy little boy.
And he's so adorable. And when he gets running, I'm like, look at his pudgy little butt go.
Yeah.
He's very cute. But like, I don't think Patrick will be able to play as long as
not,
Tom did.
Not to 45. you
Yeah.
know?
So like, if Patrick wants to rival him with Super Bowls, he's got to win every single one. Like,
Yeah.
you can't miss.
He's got to do it in his early career.
You got to do it now, which
Yeah.
he's doing it now.
Yeah, he's unstoppable.
If someone's going to compete, it's going to be him.
So, what do you think really happened during the AFC Championship football game? Ooh, that was bad.
I'm going to let you redo that because I know that this is your favorite part of the podcast because you go, was it theory number 1, blah, 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 theory number 2, da, da, da.
Do you do
Theory
that with yours?
Not as well as you
Oh, okay.
because you say it with such dictation in your voice and you're so, I swear to God, you practiced in the mirror 50 times before you come down here.
I wrote it, and this is the first time.
And I sit here like, Amelia Earhart, did she crash? Did she go on the island? Did she get captured? And you're just like, you're telling a story when you do it. So I'm going to back up and let you repeat that.
All right. So, what do you think really happened during the AFC Championship football game? Did Tom Brady conspire with workers to deflate the balls? Was the NFL using Deflategate as a cover-up? Or was Tom Brady's rising popularity making him a target?
Bravo. You always do this so freaking well. Honestly, I could see this as a mix of all three.
Yeah, I could too.
I truly,
Because I think he honestly deflated them
and it
a little bit. Whether it was
Yeah.
him physically doing it or him conspiring with somebody in the locker room to do it for him,
Yeah.
I think he was involved in some way.
The one thing I'm surprised it didn't come up in your research, he had a burner phone.
I honestly
Yeah.
did not see anything about a burner phone, but then when I told Mom that I was doing this topic, she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, he had a burner phone." I'm
Yeah.
like, "No way."
If you watch like YouTube videos and you talk, like the news even covered it, he had a burner phone where he texted his equipment manager. So that did come out. So
Hence why he didn't talk to investigators.
mm-hmm. So I think that he definitely, this was planned. He was doing this.
He was in on it in some way.
I think the NFL was definitely like, oh, we're gonna capitalize on this.
We're gonna blow this up so it covers up all this other crap.
And then I also think that maybe, and I don't know if hatred is even the word I would use. I would almost say jealousy, because I think people are jealous of Tom Brady.
At that point, yeah, I think people were really jealous.
And the success that drove them to the hatred to make them go, you know what, we're just gonna make it even worse.
We're gonna make a mockery out of it.
Yes. So I think, honestly, I think it's a little bit of all three.
Ooh,
Yeah.
cool.
That was a good, I liked that podcast.
Thank you.
Wasn't expecting it. That was really freaking awesome.
Good topic.
I liked that one.
All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to our podcast and leave a review. Like us on Facebook and Instagram at Conspiracy Podcast 1. And remember to tune in for next week's episode, which will be posted on Wednesday. See you guys.
Bye.